Welcome! Today's video, can I replace a turbo on a Ford CMAX myself based upon YouTube videos, what I've learned online? I've never done anything like this before. Yesterday the turbo on my wife's car started making a very loud noise. It lost power. Diagnosed it by having just to look inside the turbo by removing one of the pipes and there's oil everywhere. Looked on YouTube and found out that pretty much, yeah, that's a knackered turbo. So I've actually already sourced a second-hand one. I am now using YouTube videos to see if I can actually do the job myself. So record a few of these, wish me luck, but can YouTube help me to repair my own car? So, as you probably heard when it came in, loud whining noise coming from the turbo. There's oil inside the turbo, on the wrong side of the turbo, not there is a right side, so and it's down on power. Pretty positive the turbo's had it, so we will find out. So, the noise is coming from here. This is the turbo. All the YouTube videos I've watched, this turbo's used on quite a few different vehicles actually, but I think in a Mini it's used on a Citroen and a Peugeot engines, the 1.6 TDI engines, the diesel engines, and it is quite common. This car's done 87,000 miles, so it's more likely needed. Actually, what happened originally was one of the boost pipes had split, and my wife told me that she'd been running it like that for a few weeks, and it was down on power. So the boost pipe's been repaired, and then the turbo started making a noise shortly afterwards, which makes me think that maybe one thing there has led to the turbo overworking itself and caused the turbo to go. But either way, what I found on YouTube is it's fairly straightforward, although it can be quite hard with seized bolts and stuff to replace. But to check the oil feed pipe, which is that pipe there, because there's a gauze underneath there, where it joins onto the engine, and if that gets blocked, that starves the turbo of oil and that can cause the problem. Okay, so the turbo came out. Very awkward with the exhaust in place, and a lot of the videos I watched said about dropping the exhaust. There is, however, a problem with me dropping the exhaust. Just notice there's a bit of cloth in there. There is, however, a problem with me dropping the exhaust, and that is that I don't have any jacks or axle stands or anything. So to drop the exhaust, you need to really get the car quite high up in the air, and there's a bolt on this side and a bolt I found on that side right down at the bottom that hold the catalytic converter on, and then that goes into a pipe underneath, and there's two bolts kind of under the car there that take off the other side. So effectively it's 4 bolts. However, they are very hard to get hold of and very rusty, and if you've got a car that you can't jack up in the air, it's going to be pretty much, well, it will be impossible. But obviously if you can loosen the exhaust to the point where you can kind of maneuver it around a little bit, it'll make getting the turbo in and out so much easier. Just a short update. Turbo's removed. I've actually gone down, I thought this was a cat, it's a DPF filter, so I've gone down and I've unbolted it from underneath the car to make it a lot easier. My only problem is this shouldn't do that. I think I've damaged it taking it out, which means I've got to get it off, which wouldn't be a problem if it wasn't for behind it. It's behind this, which wouldn't be a problem if I could get this out. To get this out, I need to remove this, which I've already tried once and didn't successfully get it out, as well as some other stuff to get it out the bottom of the car to get to the back of where this pipe goes to take it off to fit a new one. So real pain in the backside, but some interesting news across on the turbo, which I'll show you now. So this is my old turbo, which I thought looked okay. However, when I got it out in the sunlight, I'm not sure if you can see from in there, there is a blade missing on the turbine, a sheared blade. Now, how that happened, nobody knows, which is a bit worrying. However, it could have happened while the turbo was spinning at high speed because there was a leak in the boost pipe. Who knows? But it's got carbon all over it, which means it's been doing that for a little while. So, yeah, that could be the reason for my noise and slight lack of power. And hopefully it's not a blocked DPF filter and I've done all this for nothing. But either way, shouldn't put a turbo in that's broken. So I have here another turbo. Exactly the same one. She looks very, very solid inside. Very, very little movement at all. And more importantly, no broken turbine blades. So this came off of a car with a similar sort of mileage. And it was running and driving fine until it was in an accident. So this is now going to try and go on to the CMAX. So what I've done is I've replaced the turbo now. It took me a while, I apologise I didn't film it all, but basically I managed to drop the DPF right the way down, get to that oil pipe, replace it, put the new one in, pull the DPF back up, fit the turbo, bolt the DPF back all together. I replaced this pipe here to the airbox. I've also replaced the rocker cover because I got a much better condition one, cleaned it all up, and this is the first start. There's no leak, and let's just check it, see if there's any noise. Nope. Well, there you have it. It works. No oil leaks. It runs. I've taken it up, got up to temperature. It runs perfectly fine. So, based on just YouTube videos alone, I have managed to change the turbo on that Ford CMAX out there. I am fairly mechanically minded, but I've never done anything like that before. I just used YouTube, looked at a number of videos of people doing it on there, and thought I'd give it a go myself. In total time, it probably took me a day, and in total parts, it cost me just on £100 with a second-hand turbo. I did have to buy some axle stands that you can see back there and a jack, but hey, I've now got the axle stands and a jack. Really pleased that it actually worked, and pretty impressed that you can learn all of that just from looking at YouTube videos. So thank you very much, YouTube. If you like the video, go check out my other videos. There will be a link to them here. Click subscribe, click the like button, and thank you very much. Comments below. Cheers, guys.